What is going on, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to this episode of the Chiefs Uncovered. I'm Grindberg at FF Canuck 99, and today we're diving into the Kansas City Chiefs' last exhilarating victory, 22-17 over the Atlanta Falcons in Week 3. This game was a roller coaster of emotions, featuring standout performances from players like Nick Bolton and Rashee Rice, and critical adjustments on the offensive line and the running back room. Join me as I break down the key moments that define the game, and we'll explore what this victory means as the Chiefs gear up for their next challenge against the Los Angeles Chargers, which could be without star quarterback Justin Herbert. All this on this episode on the Chiefs Uncovered on the Undroppables Network. Let's get going. So we're going to start this episode off with the Week 3 game recap. As we do every week on the show, we're going to recap last week's game, and it was a thriller on Sunday night. The Chiefs kicked off the season this week with a 22-17 victory over the Falcons, improving to 3-0 for the first time since 2020. This game was packed with drama and intensity. It was the perfect showcase for a primetime audience. As the clock ticked down to just 56 seconds left in the game, the Chiefs clogged to a 5-point lead with Atlanta at the Chiefs' 13-yard line and facing a crucial 4th and 1. What a play by Nick Bolton, the linebacker. He made a game-saving tackle on Bijan Robinson, stopping him short of the line to gain. It was a nail-biting finish, and that had fans holding their breath. I was one of them. I knew that was a critical moment, and that play says it all. Head coach Andy Reid praised Bolton's grit after the game. What was a phenomenal play that was, he said. Bolton had taken a hard hit earlier, but came back to make that crucial stop. What a stop it was. His play was capped off by a strong defensive effort that limited the Falcons to just 10 points after their opening drive. It was a great game by the Chiefs defense in a very hostile environment on the road after the Falcons had a great game against the Eagles. So this game was full of surprises. It was a great game for one specific Rashee Rice, who's a guy that is going to make plays happen. Mahomes said, with all the attention on Travis Kelce, Rice stepped up as a reliable target, contributing significantly on crucial third downs. He was literally everywhere he needed to be all the time for Mahomes in this game and throughout the season in general. And down the stretch last year too, Rashee Rice is now, in my opinion, a top 5 wide receiver in the league. He's got the tools to do it. He's being relied upon. The target share, the snap share, everything is falling into place for Rashee Rice. And the Chiefs offense is not even going on all cylinders yet. Just wait till they get going here in the latter half of the season. So we're almost a quarter of the way through the season, and the Chiefs are still looking to become a powerhouse in the AFC, which they've been for years. But looking at what is coming up the pipeline here, look at the Steelers. You know, they started this season 3-0. They look really good. A couple other teams to note, the Bills on that Monday night thumping of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like, there is some stiff competition in the AFC. And, the Falcons, they played our Chiefs really tight, and they look very, very good headed in the NFC side of things. After the game, Reid emphasized the need for the improvement on the offense. So there's still a lot of room for improvement We needed to do a better job offensively on that last drive, Reed said, acknowledging that the pressure placed on the defense. Still, the Chiefs defensive unit led by Bolton stepped up when it counted. This victory was also marked by a milestone for Mahomes, giving him 77 career regular season wins. He now holds the record for the most wins through 100 starts in NFL history, surpassing legends like Tom Brady and Roger Staubach. So, meanwhile, the Chiefs extended their remarkable streak of holding opponents to under 28 points to 24 games, the longest stretch since 2009. In a bright spot, Coach Reed reported no injuries from the game, a welcome relief as they prepare for their next challenge. The Chiefs are set to face the Chargers next Sunday at SoFi Stadium, looking to maintain their unbeaten streak. On the flip side, the Falcons, now 1-2, struggled to find their rhythm throughout the game. Pressured numerous times was Kirk Cousins, who completed 20 of 29 passes for 230 yards, but he was pressured consistently throughout the game due to his injured offensive line. His inability to connect in the end zone during key moments proved costly for Atlanta. Despite his impressive 83-yard drive in the fourth quarter, the Falcons came up with nothing. Cousins missed 2 opportunities in the end zone with a crucial incompletion on 4th and 5. The game ended with a frustrated Atlanta team that couldn't capitalize on their chances. In the end, it was our Chiefs defense, the star power that it had, delivering when it mattered most. While the offense still has a lot of kinks to work out, they do have some optimism. They got Travis Kelce a little bit more involved in the game. Rashee Rice looked good. They got veteran Juju Smith-Schuster, who ended up getting a score in this game, and Patrick Mahomes looked like he had full command and charge of the offense for the most part, other than the odd sputter here and there. So looking good headed into week 4, where, you know, they may see a softer opponent, but it's a divisional game. But the Chargers might be without Justin Herbert. We'll break down that matchup right away. Before we get into that, let's talk about a couple other news stories, you know, that happened here. You know, the Chiefs left tackle update. So we got some week 3 insights here. In a pivotal move for their offensive line, the Chiefs opted for a change at the left tackle position during their week 3 win against the Falcons. Rookie Kingsley Suamataia, who was started the first 2 games for the season, was benched in favor of second-year player Wanya Morris. Morris, who was previously filled in for the injured Donovan Smith during his rookie season, showcased his potential with a solid performance. Before stepping into the starting role, Morris had allowed 24 pressures and 2 sacks over 240 blocking snaps in his career. His protection of Mahomes was impressive against the Falcons, where he limited himself to just 2 pressures on 44 pass blocking snaps, according to PFF. During the broadcast, NBC's Chris Collinsworth noted that Morris would likely have been the starter all along if not for injuries sustained during training camp. Well, Suamataia was a very high draft pick by the Chiefs this year. So, I mean, that's a skeptical call, but we'll have to see how this plays off. The veteran presence early on in the season might develop a connection here for Morris moving forward. His ascension marks a momentum setback for the promising rookie Kingsley Suamataia. So it appears to stabilize the Chiefs' offensive line for the time being as they face a tougher competition ahead. This adjustment could be crucial as the team prepares to take on the LA Chargers, who feature a formidable pass rushing trio, including Joey Bosa, Thule, and Khalil Mack. So as the Chiefs navigate their season, Morris holds The left tackle starting job is now his to lose, with the offensive line facing challenges. The development of both Morris and Suamatia will be key in ensuring Mahomes remains well protected against elite defenders in the weeks to come. Now, a shift here. The running back situation was a close win for the Chiefs over Atlanta, and they are navigating a huge shift in their running back room. With their once high octane offense struggling to find its rhythm, the Chiefs turn to a more ground focused attack. Former 7th round pick Isiah Pacheco, we know he suffered that injury last week. You know, he had 34 carries, 7 targets throughout the first 2 weeks of the season. However, he followed that week 2 victory at the end of the game. We know he fractured his fibula and landed on the injury reserve. There's been reports as of like today now that there's screws headed into that now. So the speedy recovery may be delayed here. So we're looking at the higher end of that 8-week spectrum now, in my opinion. So in Pacheco's absence, the Chiefs opted to rely on in-house option in week 3 matchup, rookie Carson Steele. And now veteran Samaje Perine stepped in to fill the void, and their performance proved somewhat fruitful. Head coach Andy Reid praised Steele's contribution, stating, "Steele jumps in for Pacheco, had 17 carries for 72 yards. Not bad for your rookie debut." This marked a significant leap for Steele, who had entered the game with only 27 yards on 9 carries in his previous outing. Steele, a product of Ball State and UCLA, went undrafted, partly due to unimpressive pre-draft metrics. However, he made the 53-man roster after showing promise in the preseason, especially while leaning on that new fullback role that the Chiefs are looking to maybe bring back and stabilize. But for now, Steele looks like to be the main guy, with a heavy complement of Samaje Perine. He's known for his upside and as a backup level play. He's also played a key role. He added 6 carries for 25 yards and contributed in the passing game with 3 catches for 15. Together, the duo helped the Chiefs accumulate 128 rushing yards on 33 attempts, although end-of-game kneel downs lowered the overall yards per carry average. The running back by committee approach allowed the Chiefs to maintain offensive balance, especially with Mahomes at the helm. Despite Pacheco's absence being keenly felt, Mahomes expressed confidence in his teammates, stating, "I think both of those guys have practiced hard." Obviously, you lose some juice that Isiah has. His remarks reflect the team's resilience and the O-line's commitment to run blocking. Now, looking ahead, the Chiefs also made another strategic addition to their backfield, signing former star Kareem Hunt, who is expected to provide some valuable experience. Although he was inactive for the game against the Falcons, Reid indicated that Hunt has shown promise in practice, stating, "He came in good shape, and there's a plus there." So with his familiarity with the Chiefs system, makes him a potential game changer in Pacheco's absence. You know, obviously he doesn't have the juice he had in the past, but we'll have to see what happens there. Now, let's move on to our week 4 matchup preview here against the LA Chargers. Now, the Chiefs headed in 3-0. They have a showdown against the Chargers on 29th of September. The anticipation is building. The Chiefs, fresh off their 22-17 victory over the Falcons, are riding high after a 3-0 record, and they're not even going on all cylinders. They'll be eager to extend their winning streak. Scheduled 4:23 Eastern time. Let's go, Chiefs. Our offensive firepower, led by Mahomes, has shown explosive potential. We talked about his milestone last week. We talked about, what is potentially on the go here. The quarterback duel that was supposed to be two gunslingers, but that could be derailed with the news about Herbert's ongoing ankle injury. He was pulled from the Steelers game, in and out of that game, and it looks like it's going to be potentially a backup quarterback. Boyle did come in for Herbert. I'm sorry, it was Heineke that came in for Herbert. We'll see what happens if he's the guy that comes in, if Herbert does do. But the Chargers will be in tough, especially if Herbert's not around. So the injuries loom large headed into this matchup. Whilst Herbert's condition raises questions about his effectiveness and even availability, the Chiefs are also dealing with uncertainties. We talked about Pacheco, but that running back room is going to need to establish itself if they want to maintain it on the road. The Chargers have a very good front four, front seven, plus they have that impact of home field advantage. SoFi Stadium will provide that advantage the Chargers will need. But Chiefs fans are known for their loyalty and strong presence on the road, potentially leading for a split crowd. So that atmosphere is expected to be electric, with both fan bases eager for a divisional win. Historically, the Chiefs have fared pretty well in away games against the Chargers, adding confidence to our Chiefs kingdom. The key matchup to watch here, although several of them, is keep an eye on the battle between the offensive line and the Chargers pass rush. If Mahomes has time to throw, he can exploit the gaps in the defense. Additionally, the Chargers secondary will be tested against Kelsey and Rice. However, how well they can handle and contain these offensive threats will be a key to this game's outcome. The Chiefs' strategy, they'll aim to establish the run early and relieve pressure from Mahomes and open up the passing opportunities and then drain the clock down, because if the Chargers are without Justin Herbert, we are going to be looking to be able to have a game where maybe we can be a little bit more relaxed, stay on the gas for the first bit, and then run the ball effectively with a healthy dose of Steele and Samaje Perine, and maybe they might even sprinkle in some Kareem Hunt, depending if he ends up getting the call up from the practice roster. So my prediction for this game, well, given the Chiefs' capability and the uncertainty surrounding Herbert's health, predictions leans in favor heavily for the Chiefs. The Chiefs are projected to win in a close final game. I wouldn't say super close, but let's say 28-21, showcasing their ability to exploit mismatches while minimizing their own mistakes. This matchup is set to be an exciting encounter, with both teams vying for supremacy in the AFC West. Chargers win. They move into first place with the victory over the Chiefs at 3-1. But if the Chiefs win, they will further cement themselves as the kingpin of the AFC West. So lots of going on here. A very, very big game. The Chargers have surprised. Had Herbert been fully healthy, this would be a lot more closer than people would expect. And I think the line would be a lot closer. But Herbert, the uncertainty there, leaning the Chiefs here pretty heavily, in my opinion here. Week 4 matchup between the Chiefs and Chargers promises to be exhilarating. So let's see what happens there. Thanks for tuning in, folks, for an ever-growing population. Keep tuning into the Chiefs Uncovered. I appreciate everybody tuning in on the Undroppables Network. Be sure to like and to subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. You know where to find all our stuff here. Please share, like, do all the good stuff there. Hit the bell. We went over the victory. We went over key updates on Wanya Morris, Carson Steele. As the Chiefs prepare to face the Chargers, we'll be keeping a close eye on how these changes affect their performance. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment with all your thoughts on the game and what you expect in the upcoming matchup. Stay connected with us on socials, and for all the latest and updates, be sure to hit the bell so that you get updated when I drop another episode of the Chiefs Uncovered. So from everybody here on the Undroppables Network, I'm Grindberg. This was the Chiefs Uncovered. Until next time, let's go, Chiefs Kingdom. Let's go.